Welcome back to my channel. Today we explore the value of specific coins, the top 10 most valuable ultra-rare Abraham Lincoln Wheat penny coins value in today's market. First, the 1949 Abraham Lincoln Wheat penny, in fine condition. First, let's talk about the 1949 Lincoln Wheat penny. As most of you know, the Lincoln Wheat penny was minted from 1909 to 1958. The 1949 issue might seem like just another date in the series, but it's far from ordinary in certain conditions. The 1949 Lincoln penny, bearing the familiar wheat ears on the reverse and the bust of Lincoln on the obverse, is part of the post-war era series, which means it was produced after World War II. By the late 1940s, the penny had become a symbol of hope and recovery. But what makes a 1949 Lincoln penny ultra-rare and valuable? The answer lies in its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with fine condition generally considered between 12 and 20 on this scale. In fine condition, the coin shows some wear but retains most of its details, which is crucial for collectors. In the case of the 1949 Lincoln penny, a coin in fine condition is not particularly rare in the broad sense. However, it's the exceptional specimens, those with minimal wear, clear details, and excellent eye appeal, that catch the eye of collectors and investors. So, what's the value of a 1949 wheat penny in fine condition? In today's market, such coins typically range between $10 and $50, depending on their exact state and the demand from buyers. While this might not seem astronomical compared to some other rarities, it's the combination of condition and rarity that drives their value. Interestingly, higher-grade examples, or those with unique characteristics, such as mint errors, can command higher prices. For instance, a 1949 Lincoln penny with an exceptionally sharp strike or one that has been well preserved might fetch upwards of $100 or more. And if it comes with a certification from a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC, that can further boost its value. Experts in the field often highlight that while the 1949 Lincoln penny is not the most valuable in the series, its appeal to collectors is undeniable. Coins in fine condition are cherished for their historical value and the story they tell about post-war America. For those of you looking to add a 1949 Lincoln Wheat penny to your collection, here are a few tips. Always check the coin's condition carefully, seek out reputable dealers, and consider getting your coin graded if you believe it might be a particularly fine specimen. Next up, the 1954 with S mint mark Lincoln Wheat penny. Before we jump into the specifics of the 1954 S wheat penny, let's get some context. The Lincoln Wheat penny, also known simply as the wheat cent, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This iconic coin was produced until 1958 and is easily identified by the two wheat stalks on the reverse side. The 1954 S, however, holds a unique spot in this series. Minted in San Francisco, the S mint mark signifies that it was struck at the San Francisco Mint, one of the less common mint locations for pennies in this era. But it's not just the mint mark that makes the 1954 S special. While over 96 million of these pennies were minted, certain factors make some of them highly sought after by collectors. Like many old coins, errors during the minting process can make a coin incredibly rare. The 1954 S has a few known varieties, including repunched mint marks RPMs. If the S mint mark appears to be struck multiple times or slightly off-center, you may have a valuable error coin on your hands. Even though we're focusing on dirty or well-circulated examples in this video, condition is still crucial. Pennies in pristine condition, those that have been preserved or barely circulated, can fetch the highest prices. However, even coins in dirty or worn condition can hold significant value if they have rare errors or are in decent overall shape. The rarity increases even more when you consider coins graded by professional organizations like the Professional Coin Grading Service or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. These grading companies assign a rating to coins based on their condition, and a higher grade can substantially boost the coin's value. First, let's address pennies that are in dirty or heavily circulated condition. In today's market, a dirty 1954 S penny in average condition without any major errors or varieties can sell for anywhere between $0.10 to $1.50. Yes, that's not a fortune, but keep in mind that this is for well-worn coins. However, if you find one with a notable error, like a repunched mint mark, even a dirty coin could be worth around $10 to $50, depending on the severity of the error. Now, let's talk about coins in better condition. A 1954 penny that's in lightly circulated or fine condition could easily fetch between $2 to $10. But if you happen to have a coin in uncirculated condition, meaning it's been preserved in near mint condition, you could be looking at $50 to $200, depending on the grade. And if you have an exceptionally rare variety with errors in mint state or higher, you could even see prices going above $500 to $1,000 at auction. That's right, a penny could potentially fetch you hundreds or even thousands of dollars. While dirt and wear are normal for an old coin, you still want to check if the details of Lincoln's face and the wheat stalks are clearly visible. The less worn the coin, the higher its potential value. If you're lucky enough to spot a rare variety, it's worth having the coin professionally evaluated, even in its current state. Grading services can give you a better idea of its worth. Next up, the 1952 with D mint mark can be worth a fortune. The ultra-rare, dirty, blackened condition. First, let's go back in time to understand what makes this coin special. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series was minted from 1909 to 1958, featuring the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the wheat ears on the reverse. The coin was designed by Victor David Brenner, and it was one of the first U.S. coins to feature a historical figure. Now, what makes the 1952 D penny significant? Well, the D mint mark means it was minted in Denver, and while 1952 wasn't a particularly low mintage year, certain varieties, errors, and conditions make some of these coins exceptionally valuable. That's what brings us to today's topic: what happens when this penny is not in pristine shape, but in a worn, blackened, or dirty condition. As I mentioned earlier, the 1952 D penny was minted in Denver. While there were over 746 million pennies produced that year, the specific condition and any potential mint errors can drastically affect the value. Many collectors are interested in rare varieties, even if they're not in top-notch condition. You might think that coins in perfect condition are the only ones worth big money, but that's not always the case. Coins with unique features, such as errors or oddities, can be valuable regardless of condition. Some collectors specifically seek out dirty or worn coins because they tell a unique story, adding character that pristine coins lack. Some 1952 D pennies have double die errors, repunched mint marks, or other irregularities that increase their value. Even in a dirty or blackened state, a coin with one of these features could still be worth a lot. Surprisingly, some collectors are willing to pay for circulated coins, those that have seen their fair share of use. These coins have historical significance and a story to tell, which can drive up their demand. A well-worn 1952 D penny with a unique patina or dark discoloration could appeal to collectors who like coins with character. Dirty or blackened condition, here's where it gets interesting. If your penny is in blackened or dirty condition, the value can actually fluctuate quite a bit. While many collectors prefer clean coins, some are interested in coins with patina or age-related wear because they add character. A dirty 1952 D penny could sell for around $1 to $15, depending on other factors like overall wear, patina, and market demand. Errors and rare varieties. If your 1952 D penny is in dirty condition but has an error like a double die, a repunched mint mark, or some other anomaly, the price skyrockets. Some of these coins have sold for $50 to $100 or more, even when they're worn or discolored. In top auction houses, certain error pennies from 1952 with the D mint mark have gone for $300 to $500, depending on how rare they're collected. Next up, the 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny, without a mint mark and more importantly in black and dirty condition. First, a little history. The Lincoln Wheat Penny was minted from 1909 to 1958 and became one of the most iconic American coins, designed by Victor David Brenner. The 1944 penny is part of a very interesting era in U.S. minting history. During World War II, the government needed copper for the war effort. This led to the famous 1943 steel penny, but by 1944, they switched back to copper for the pennies. But not all copper pennies were created equal. Most of the 1944 pennies were made from shell casings recycled from the war, but there are variations. Some pennies were minted on leftover steel planchets, and some coins, like the one we're talking about today, have a unique and very valuable characteristic no mint mark. Normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia don't carry a mint mark, and most 1944 pennies were made in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But what makes this 1944 no mint mark penny so valuable? Most of the ultra-valuable Lincoln wheat pennies are era coins, and era coins are a collector's dream. Coins without a mint mark, especially from 1944, have been reported to sell for astronomical amounts at auctions, particularly if they were accidentally struck on the wrong metal, like steel instead of copper. But even in regular copper, the no mint mark pennies can fetch quite a bit of money if they are in good condition. Now, let's talk about the condition. Normally, collectors are looking for coins in mint or near mint condition. A coin that's black and dirty might not seem appealing to most collectors, but here's the kicker: rarity can sometimes outweigh condition. Even if your 1944 wheat penny is in a less than perfect, black, dirty condition, it still holds significant value due to its rarity, and that's what we're discussing today. Coins in poor or dirty condition can still fetch high prices depending on the type of era or variety. Recent auctions have shown that even 1944 wheat pennies with significant wear and damage can still sell for impressive amounts. While a top-condition 1944 penny can go for as much as $10,000 to $20,000 or more, a black or dirty condition penny might fetch anywhere from $100 to $1,000 or more, depending on other factors like demand and any unique errors it might have. It's important to remember that coin collecting is a lot like the stock market. Prices fluctuate depending on rarity, demand, and the current market for rare coins. So if you have one of these in your collection, you may want to get it professionally graded before selling. Who knows? You might be sitting on a small fortune. If you've discovered one of these rare coins and you're wondering where to sell it, there are several options. You could list it on online marketplaces like eBay, where collectors are always on the lookout. Alternatively, you could take it to a professional coin dealer or auction house that specializes in rare and valuable coins. Just make sure you do your homework and get your coin appraised by a professional before putting it up for sale. Next up, the 1919 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny, without a mint mark. Stick around to find out what makes this penny so special and how much it's worth in today's market. Now, let's rewind a bit. The Lincoln wheat penny was first introduced in 1909, and it's been a favorite among collectors ever since. The 1919 Lincoln wheat penny, in particular, is an interesting piece of history because of the time period in which it was struck. The United States was coming out of World War I, and the economy was beginning to rebound. As a result, the U.S. struck millions of pennies in 1919. The 1919 penny without a mint mark was produced in Philadelphia, the main minting facility. The fact that it lacks a mint mark indicates this origin because coins from Philadelphia traditionally did not carry one. While millions of these coins were struck, finding one in great condition today is quite rare, especially in higher grades like good condition or better. So, what makes this penny so valuable today? Well, like most coins, the value is determined by several factors, including rarity, condition, and demand among collectors. Even though millions were minted, finding a 1919 Lincoln wheat penny in good condition can be quite a challenge. Coins that have been circulated for over a century often show wear, so a penny in good condition is a true gem. Collectors especially look for clear details on Lincoln's profile, as well as the wheat stalks on the reverse side. If the coin has retained some of its original luster or hasn't been overly worn down, its value skyrockets. Let's take a moment to look at what we mean by good condition in coin collecting. Grading is crucial. Coins are graded from poor to mint state, with several stops in between. A good condition grade means the coin has seen circulation, but you can still make out most of the key details. For a 1919 penny in good condition, Lincoln's hairlines, facial features, and the wheat stalks on the reverse should still be visible, though they may be a bit worn down. The coin shouldn't have heavy damage, such as deep scratches or corrosion, but a little wear is expected after more than 100 years. Alright, now let's get into what you're all here for: the current value of a 1919 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark. As of 2024, coin prices fluctuate based on market demand and the condition of the coin. A 1919 Lincoln wheat penny in good condition is currently valued anywhere between $0.30 and $2.50. However, here's where things get interesting. If the coin is in better than average condition, say fine or very fine condition, the price can easily go up to $5 or more. And for those extremely well-preserved pennies in mint state, you're looking at values exceeding $100. Some rare examples even reach several $100s, especially if they have strong eye appeal or were part of a unique collection. So why should you consider adding a 1919 Lincoln wheat penny to your collection? Well, aside from the historical significance, it's a great entry point for coin collectors. With the potential to increase in value over time, these pennies are a solid investment for anyone looking to dive into numismatics. Even if your 1919 penny is in circulated condition, it's still a piece of American history that connects you to the past. Plus, its rarity in higher grades means the potential for growth in value as demand for these coins continues to rise. Next up, the ultra-rare 1942 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny with the coveted D mint mark in extra fine condition. Whether you're new to coin collecting or a seasoned expert, the 1942 D Lincoln wheat penny is a coin that deserves your attention. So, let's explore its unique characteristics, historical significance, and how much one of these beauties could fetch in today's market. First, let's set the stage. The year is 1942. The United States is in the middle of World War II, and copper, normally used to mint pennies, is becoming a critical wartime resource. Although the famous steel pennies wouldn't be introduced until 1943, the 1942 wheat penny was one of the last Lincoln cents struck before this monumental change. The Lincoln wheat penny, first introduced in 1909, was created to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, and the series remained in production until 1958. But what makes this particular penny so special is the D mint mark, indicating it was minted in Denver. The mint mark is crucial in determining a coin's rarity and value. For Lincoln wheat pennies, coins minted in Denver denoted by the D mint mark often had smaller mintages compared to those minted in Philadelphia or San Francisco. This particular 1942 D penny had a mintage of around 206 million, which, compared to modern coins, may not seem rare. But, and this is a big but finding one in extra fine condition is what makes all the difference. The vast majority of these coins were used heavily in circulation during the war, making high-grade examples quite rare today. So let's talk about grading. Coins are evaluated based on a scale from poor to mint state. Extra fine XF means the coin has only light wear and retains much of its original detail and luster. This is crucial because a coin's grade can dramatically affect its value. A 1942 D wheat penny in poor condition might be worth just a few cents over face value. But when you get into extra fine and higher, you're talking hundreds and sometimes even thousands of dollars, depending on the market. According to the most recent auction sales and online market data, a 1942 D penny in extra fine condition typically sells for anywhere between $5 and $20. But if your coin is on the higher end of extra fine, closer to an AU about uncirculated grade, it could fetch up to $30 or more. The ultra-rare, highly sought-after 1968 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, in very fine condition. First, let's get some background. The Abraham Lincoln wheat penny, also known as the Wheatie, was produced by the U.S. Mint from 1909 to 1958. It's one of the most iconic coins in American history, featuring Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and two wheat stalks on the reverse. While most wheat pennies were common, certain years and mint variations are extremely rare, making them highly collectible. But here's the thing, by 1968, the wheat penny design was no longer in use for circulation coins. So why is there a 1968 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, and why is it valuable? Let's find out. Now, normally, coins without a mint mark are produced at the Philadelphia Mint. However, the 1968 penny, specifically the ultra-rare version we're talking about today, is unique. While many 1968 pennies do carry a D or S mint mark for Denver or San Francisco, the 1968 no mint mark penny is not supposed to exist in its wheat penny form. So, where did this rare wheat penny come from? There are theories that it might have been an error coin or a limited experimental minting. Its ultra-rare nature has made it one of the holy grails for Lincoln penny collectors. Coin condition plays a critical role in determining its value. When we talk about a coin being in very fine condition, what does that mean exactly? Coin grading scales go from poor to mint state, and very fine VF is somewhere in the middle. Now, let's get into what everyone's been waiting for, the value of this coin today. Because the 1968 no mint mark wheat penny is incredibly rare, its price can fluctuate depending on the condition and demand in the collector's market. In very fine condition, this penny can be valued between $500 to $1,500 or even higher, depending on factors like its history and provenance. On rare occasions, collectors have reported sales reaching over $2,000, particularly if the coin's details are exceptionally sharp. Next up, the 1951 wheat penny with no mint mark, especially one with a distinct black shade. The 1951 wheat penny is part of the iconic Lincoln cent series, featuring the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two wheat stalks framing the reverse. Produced from 1909 to 1958, these pennies are well known among collectors. The coin in focus today is the 1951 penny with no mint mark, meaning it was minted in Philadelphia. But what makes this coin special isn't just the lack of a mint mark. What sets it apart in today's market is its condition, a dirty, black-shaded penny. You might be wondering, how can such a well-used coin hold any value? Well, let's take a look. The year of minting can greatly affect the rarity and desirability of a coin. While 1951 might not immediately stand out as a rare year, it's still over 70 years old and increasingly harder to find in circulation. Coins without a mint mark, like the 1951 wheat penny, are generally more common since they were minted in Philadelphia. However, Philadelphia coins can still be valuable depending on other factors. This is where things get interesting. A coin in pristine, mint condition will always fetch a higher price. But what about a penny that's dirty, has a blackened shade, and looks far from perfect? Surprisingly, coins in these conditions can still hold value, especially if the wear gives it a unique patina, making it visually interesting to collectors. Even though millions of 1951 wheat pennies were produced, finding one today in any condition can still pique a collector's interest. A black-shaded coin, despite its dirtiness, might attract niche collectors who appreciate the coin's age and unique appearance. You may be looking at your 1951 penny and thinking the dirt and black shade severely reduce its value. In some cases, you'd be right, but in coin collecting, appearances can be deceptive. Some collectors are drawn to coins with unique characteristics, like black patina or wear patterns that set them apart from typical, shiny coins. In fact, some black-shaded coins can be seen as having toning, which can add value in certain cases. However, the dirt on the coin should not be overly damaging to the details, as collectors still want to see the finer features of the penny, like Lincoln's portrait and the wheat stalks on the back. For a standard 1951 penny in circulated condition, without the black shade or dirt, prices typically range from 3 to 10 cents. That's right, a common 1951 penny isn't going to make you rich on its own. But when you factor in the unique black shade, its condition as a rare, dirty find, the value can shift slightly. Next up, the 1947 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, found in a dirty, black, and brown condition. The Lincoln wheat penny, also known as the Wheatie, was produced from 1909 to 1958, and it remains one of the most collected coins in U.S. history. Each penny features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side and the iconic wheat stalks on the reverse. Now, the 1947 penny isn't the rarest in terms of its general mintage. In fact, millions of them were minted that year. But what sets this particular penny apart is its condition, the lack of a mint mark, and the specific collector's market for coins that tell a story through their wear and patina. In 1947, if your penny doesn't have a mint mark under the date, it means it was struck in Philadelphia. Philadelphia pennies often don't carry the same premium as coins from other mints, but with rare coins, everything is in the details. The condition of a coin is crucial when it comes to its value. Most collectors and dealers prefer coins that are in pristine condition, crisp details, shiny surfaces, and no damage. But here's the twist: even a dirty, worn-out, black, and brown penny can hold significant value. Why? These blackened or tarnished pennies often have a unique appeal because they've been circulated for decades. They tell the story of time, hands they've passed through, and sometimes environmental exposure. that patina, the natural discoloration from oxidation, can create a beautiful antique look. And for some collectors, that's exactly what they're after: history that you can see and feel. So, while the average person might see a dirty, worn penny and think it's worthless, certain collectors appreciate the story that these markings tell. The value of a black and brown Lincoln wheat penny might surprise you. The 1947 wheat penny isn't the rarest coin out there, but the one you're holding without a mint mark already makes it a little more unique. Philadelphia struck a huge amount of pennies, but the true value comes from a combination of its grade, its rarity, and its demand. Since there is no mint mark, we know it comes from Philadelphia, which historically made a large portion of pennies. However, collectors often search for coins like this with a specific condition: dirty, worn, and with a black and brown patina, because it's so unusual to find them in circulation today. Here's my advice. If you're looking to make a quick buck and your penny isn't in great condition, it might be worth selling it now while there's still a demand for these unique finds. But if you believe the market for collectible coins will continue to grow and you're in no rush, holding onto it could be a good option. Remember, even damaged or dirty coins can increase in value over time, especially if they're part of a set or have a unique appeal to certain collectors. And if you're not sure how to proceed, it's always worth getting a professional appraisal. Coin experts can give you a more accurate value based on the current market and trends. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin collecting content. See you in the next video. Happy collecting!